Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ATS. I saw that a lot of people enjoyed the past video. Enjoy the truck, enjoy the Q&A. Thank you for the amazing comments and thank you for sharing your trucking journey as well. It's great to see all the different origins, where you guys came from, how you guys started into virtual trucking. And I would like to do more Q&As with you guys. It's the best way of hanging out at the moment. So let's do this. Still with the same truck, still with the same sound, still with the same everything. This time we are traveling from South Lake Tahoe to Sacramento, but we're not taking the shorter route, we're taking the scenic route. And with Sierra Nevada putting in all these new viewpoints, we will start enjoying each and every one of them as well, more or less. I'm not even sure if we'll have enough time in this video because it's only 300 miles, but I think we'll be going very slow on these bends here, but we'll enjoy the trip. So let's do this. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a new world background maps mod. For those who are wondering how I got this high-res image, this is by Beng and Jay. He increased the scale, improved the resolution. Is that the Bahamas? I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks pretty high-res now, even more high-res than before, and it covers Canada, Mexico, and the entire US, it looks like. So yeah, pretty humongous coverage. Very well in anticipation of all the upcoming mods in the ATS world. And that is always in the mods list included under the name World Background Maps. Okay, let's see. Hopefully we won't smash into that corner. Shops at Mandalay Place. Isn't that in Vegas? Or is that a different Mandalay? Anyway, I leave that to the experts like you guys. So, let's get started with the questions. Ooh, that's a nice trailer. Toyota Auto Parts. Can get a bit framey in here. I do like the visuals I'm seeing. Is it even legal to make a left turn here? Well, no one's looking. Everything's legal. Nah. Just in the sim. Just in the sim, people. No violent reactions, please. It looks like a casino place here in Lake Tahoe. Didn't know that. Alright, let's start. And sorry, I know a lot of intermissions. And let me move up the windows. We'll do a silent trucking with this same setup later on. So don't worry for those of you silent trucking fans and just want to hear the truck and its purest engine form. We'll do that as well. But for those who like commentary, then here you are. So yes, I actually was recording a while ago. I had to scrap it though because I was not sure if you guys would like it. Oh, we would have to turn left here. A scenic route. Cave Rock boat landing. It's interesting. So yeah, I was not sure if you guys would enjoy it. But I will probably do that, but I might wait for Flight Sim 2020 to happen because I have so many plans for it. I'm super excited to share with you guys some of those high-level plans. But yeah, with Flight Sim 2020 coming soon, the whole world will be explorable, and as a result, I can tell you my stories of like the travel I've done in the past, or wherever we go in the future. And I know I come from a different side of the world from many of you guys, so these might be very interesting stories for you. And now with Flight Sim 2020, including the entire world in terms of satellite imagery and automatically generated buildings. And I can actually fly over those places I've been to as I tell those stories. So that gives a lot more visual cues, so you guys can enjoy the stories even better. And that will be pretty scenic, provided I can fly straight and level. I can fly properly. Oh my goodness, this looks very nice. I think this is actually a candidate for the thumbnail shot. A quick save here. In the meantime, let's go and enjoy the cutscene. There we are. Don't rest. Oh, I can't. That's a bit of a bug, I think. Can't remove the rest button. I think it shouldn't be a viewpoint and the rest area at the same time, otherwise you would get that pop-up. Oh, beautiful. And I'm using still JBX graphics for the graphics mods. So yeah, I was actually initially trying to record XPlane flying through London, inspired by the recent video from Squirrel. And I was doing Q&A at the same time, but at the end of the day, I mean, in terms of visuals, XPlane has nothing compared to Flight Sim 2020. So I think I will wait for FS 2020 before I try and do that, so we all get a better experience out of it. In the meantime, thankfully, we have amazing visuals from trucking. So you guys let me know if you are okay with that. Certainly hope you are. I know some of you guys are trucking fans only, not Flight Sim fans, but in terms of that approach, you won't need to be a Flight Sim fan. You just have to be able to enjoy awesome views, and I think everyone is down for that, right? So look forward to that one. I'm excited to recreate some of my trips in Flight Sim, some of our travels. As I tell those stories, those will make more sense as we fly over the exact locations where we've been to, as I share the exact things we've been doing. So something like that, and I'm excited, as you guys can tell. I've been splurging on these videos, learning as much as I could, and preparing as much as I could. We'll see. Alright, on to the actual Q&A proper. Actually, this next, well, it's not a question, it's more of a comment. But yeah, though both types are very much appreciated. You don't have to ask a question if you don't have it. You can just comment. It just says Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. And then his name is, quote-unquote name is, more ETS2 and ATS please. Sure thing. My pleasure to do that. So yeah, definitely more ETS2 and ATS to come. As I mentioned in the previous video, that's something that has become a staple in the channel, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Of course, we will get more Flight Sim in the future, if everything goes well, but that shouldn't take away from the trucking experience. Either way, we have best of both worlds, so that will keep on happening. Thanks for the comment. Another similar question, well, comment, comes from, oh sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but he just says more. More straight to the point than the previous one. And I can't pronounce the name because I think, let me see, I think it's Arabic, because it, you know, that like, sorry, I don't mean for this to be insulting, but this is for just from an ignorant point of view. It looks like a scribble, you know, like a handwriting that just something like that. And it's from right to left, and for me that's like the visual cue for Arabic letters, or even calling that right. But yeah, you get the picture. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but thanks for the comment. More definitely will be coming in all forms. Oh, and some nice sky there. Beautiful. Brake check area. Stay away from cars in front of us. Don't want that. Might be a different brake check, huh? And then the next comment comes from Bradley. Bradley looks like. Alright, let me just read it. Firstly, I would like to appreciate how you have inspired me in the trucking world. Started trucking ATS2 in 2015 and I've had many experiences. Inspired me to make videos of ETS2. But I drive faster than you. Oh, I think everyone drives faster than me. Yeah, but yeah, this is great whenever I see this, and I've seen this a couple of times happen. When I inspire other people to start either YouTubing or start trucking on their own, it's a great feeling because the same thing happened to me. As I mentioned in the previous Q&A videos, I started trucking because of Kiralis, because I won the giveaway, and then I enjoyed trucking because of you guys, but as well because I was watching a lot of videos from Squirrel, from other YouTubers, and I got inspired to make my own videos out of them. Great guys, and it's nice to see. It's a great feeling to have when I do the same in turn and do my fair share and I inspire others in turn. So great to hear these kinds of comments. Thank you. And he's asking for tips though, like how do you get views and subscribers? I mean, I guess I am not really the best person to ask that. And we are growing though, so I'm very thankful for that, but I don't have like a secret sauce or a magic ingredient for it, although I can share some insights at the very least. I don't have anything technical. I think for gaining views and subscribers, you can find a lot more other YouTube channels there that are experts at it who will give you tips. But from me, where I would come from is the intent. So ask yourself before you continue, why are you doing this? Why are you making videos? Why are you playing? Why are you trucking? Why are you making videos? Why are you posting them on YouTube? Do you like? Is it mainly because of the likes and the views? Because social media has that danger in there, right? Like, because getting likes, getting hearts, getting nice comments is a slippery slope. It's one of the dangers of social media, that instant gratification you get whenever someone likes your post, something along those lines. And it gives a certain feeling of fulfillment for sure, but it can be very dangerous because it can be very addictive. And as I mentioned, it's a slippery slope because it can easily escalate into something like a race for the likes, doing things for the likes and not really for the right reasons. So I would start with that approach. Ask yourself why, and do you really enjoy what you're doing, what you're planning to do? Because if it's just for the likes, if it's just for the views, the subscribers, maybe the intent is wrong. Now, if you really like trucking, you really like sharing it, then that's great. And I think in that case, the likes, the views, the subs will come naturally through time, through experience. Oh my goodness, stop please, thank you. And yeah, it will happen. And for sure you'll need some more technical detail there, like, I don't know, knowing how to make a thumbnail, proper titles, which I still don't know how to do, but you get the point. But yeah, I think first and foremost, your intent has to be the right one, because the appeal of getting lots of views and lots of nice comments and likes is very appealing, it's very alluring. But doing things only for that sake is something that many of the people fall into these days, because it's a very addictive feeling. It's like you mentioned, instant gratification, and sometimes we lose track of what we really want, what our true passions are, for the sake of getting those likes, so detracting from our actual purpose. It's a bit weird. Trucks mentioned should be there, but it's closed. So I guess I go through here instead. Okay, hopefully these guys won't get mad at me. So yes, once you've reflected inside, and if you discover that you really like it and it's not the views you're after, you really just want to share and play, then the views and the subs won't really matter, in that it's not the core of why you're doing what you're doing. So it will be like a side effect of what you're doing, you know, a happy side effect. And for me, I really enjoy making these videos, and eventually, so as I mentioned in the previous video, right, where we started, eventually people with the same interests started finding the channel and enjoying the same content. So the community was built, but at the core of it, I'm not doing this for the views, I'm doing this for me. So at certain times it has to be a bit selfish, doing it not to get views, doing it not to please people really, but doing it because you like it and this is something you enjoy, because I think that will radiate. You have to be a bit selfish to be a lot more selfless. Words of wisdom from Clumsy. But yes, at the core it has to be something that you really like, otherwise you're forcing yourself and it's not sustainable. So those are my tips. And if you decide that this is really for you, or this is something that you really would like to try, because chances are you're not sure, you might really like it and you might want to push through with it, and that's great. So try it out, and you'll the only way you really know is if you try it for yourself. So go for it. Oh my goodness, these views, huh? Sierra Nevada, can't go wrong with it. Does get a bit framey because this place is it is optimized, but not SCS level optimizations, I think, because there's a lot of detail here. But at the same time, the truck is very heavy on triangles, so not getting 60 frames here for sure, probably somewhere around 40. So I'll try to move my head less so it's not very framey looking. That's one trick. If you are using head tracker of any kind, it is a bit more sensitive to frame drops because of the sudden movements like that. So whenever things feel slower in terms of frame rate, get lower frames, would be a good idea to keep your head as stable as possible so you don't feel that effect as much, that nauseating effect of frame skipping. Anyway, so yes, that's my tip, and yeah, good luck on the journey. Always inspiring, always fulfilling to see these kinds of nice comments. Good luck on the journey, and if you find it's for you or if it's not for you, regardless, it's going to be an amazing ride and you'll learn a lot from it. So keep it up and enjoy the trip. Oh my goodness, now that is a breathtaking sight. Absolutely loving this trip. I was thinking of doing a silent trucking here, but I think it would be a bit of a waste for me because I would want to share my reactions and my feelings as we go through it, and I bet you guys are feeling the same way right now. Right, slow it down. 40 should be okay right there. Yeah, it's my GPU getting taxed to its maximum. Really need an upgrade. It's getting harder and harder to wait for the 3000 series because yeah, whenever we get these frame drops, I get that feeling, oh, why am I waiting? I can easily upgrade to a 2080 or something already. But yes, good things come to those who wait, so I will do my very best to wait for the 3000 series before I upgrade. I think we will all be better off. Delayed gratification there. and flight sim will also benefit hugely from that. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, moving on to the next one. In ATS, if you got to pick one thing to add to the game, what would it be? This is a question from John, also known as Bot, as I call him. B9 Bot 1. Is it B-Bot, maybe? I don't know. Just call him Bot. But yeah, he has become a regular through the past few months. So thanks for the question. But I'm not so sure, to be honest. Only one thing, huh? Like, I'm not really a visionary type, so I cannot really look forward that far ahead, and that can be both a strength and a weakness. Yeah, I realized I'm not a very forward-looking guy. I don't look to the forward so much, and I don't have this great like vision of what I want to have. Like, if you ask me how do you want things to look like 5 years from now, you know, that's a very common question in interviews. Oh my goodness, this view. I think this will be the thumbnail right here. Like so. Couple Sierra Nevada with beautiful textures from JBX, and you have a winning ingredient right here. Alright, here we are. I'm going to not move my head so it's not going to be framey for you guys. It won't be as obvious, because with trucking you don't really need 60 frames. 30 would be more than enough, and of course 60 would be better, but 30 would not be detracting from the experience as much. It would only be felt when you have head tracking. That's where you would need more frame rate, because yeah, it does get obvious, right? When you move your head suddenly like that, that's where higher frame rate would be better, or frame rate, because frame time needs to be lower, frame rate needs to be higher. Alright, so if I were to change one thing, I would look at the immediate thing, because I'm not really very forward looking. I'm more of a next step kind of guy. I focus on one foot in front of the other. That has both its strengths and weaknesses, but that's my default, like that's my nature, how I think about things. So for me, the next step in change in ATS is improving the graphics mainly. I mean, the graphics is nice, but it has a lot of limitations, you know, drawing distance, performance, anti-aliasing. All these we have found lots of workarounds because we have an amazing community, lots of brains working together. So we have all these mods coming out, all these tweaks, NVIDIA Profile Inspector, JBX, Sierra Nevada, you know, all these. But of course, from the SCS point of view, from the official developers point of view, nothing beats actually supporting it. And case in point is this Flight Sim 2020. Of course, everything goes back to Flight Sim 2020. You have to forgive me, guys. You can imagine the hype in my brain and my frustration and not getting an early access for it, because I missed the boat on that one. I should have probably focused more on flight sims and focused more on trying to get access to it. Because I think I tried getting access to it initially, but it was not unlocked for me. Maybe because of my region, but yeah, I could have tried harder and I missed the boat on that one. But don't worry, we will catch up when it comes out for sure. Anyway, so that's case in point right there. Like XPlane versus Flight Sim 2020. That's a very common debate nowadays. XPlane is an amazing sim. That's the one I use. But if you remove everything, all the add-ons, and just keep the vanilla experience, I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole, to be perfectly blunt, because it is just too basic. It's great in terms of practicing the actual flying, so it's good for like pilots or would-be pilots, because it would practice you. But the actual experience of flying, particularly the details of the plane, the beauty of the sceneries you're flying through, all of that will be gone. Everything will be stripped away and down to their very basics. So you would have to add so many mods, so many plugins, sceneries, tweaks. Your hard drive will be filled with sceneries, satellite imagery. I think mine currently has around 1 terabyte at least of satellite imagery, just so I can get nice sceneries wherever I fly, wherever I choose to fly, and that's not even covering half the world, not very far from it, not even a quarter maybe. So the places I go to are very limited. But yeah, because of some quote-unquote workarounds, I can make XPlane look good, feel good, and a great experience overall. But yeah, it's not built in as compared to like how Flight Sim 2020 is coming in. It answers all of those. Satellite imagery will be coming automatically. You don't have to store anything in your hard drive. It will be taken care of by the Microsoft Azure servers and whatnot. It will just be streamed to you, things like that. So all of that manual work, don't need that at all. Let the computers handle it and they will just give it to you. So everything is built in from the beginning. And well, the planes part, not really yet. We'll still need third-party developers for actual study level planes, but the scenery I think is the biggest advantage of that flight sim, really, because it's caused so much pain in XPlane. Downloading satellite images on your own, having bugs, crashes because of them, some visual weirdness. It's all DIY and it doesn't work. Man, this guy is super slow. But yes, it's something that needs to be worked on here in SCS as well. So we have workarounds, but if it's part of the game itself, then it's a completely different experience. Oh, I actually have a viewpoint here. Let's go and try it out. Sonora Pass, 9,624 feet above sea level. Did I not do that? Is it not working? Maybe I shouldn't be blocking the road, I don't know. Where is it? Might have bugged out on me. Not so sure. Okay. We'll have to smash into this guy a bit. Just nudge him out a bit. Just a tad, don't worry. Yeah, the viewpoint is gone. Okay, might be a bug there. Oh, there it is, there it is. Let's try it again. Sorry, I know. All for the views. Different views this time. Viewpoint. Okay, here we are. No, it doesn't work. Okay, scratch that. Sorry DHL, sorry truck. Okay, here we are. So yes, nothing beats the vanilla experience. If it's built in, then you wouldn't need all these workarounds in place. And yes, mods are at the heart of them, workarounds, because they're not part of the actual game, but thankfully they allowed customizing, so the gaps that we find, mods can fill in. But if there's a game update, you know, it's something that you cannot really, how do you say, merge 100% with the game. the mod authors have to stay on top of game updates and things like that, and it's a very arduous task. How many times have we gotten that when a mod just suddenly stops getting updated, or even worse, falls off the edge of the map because the mod author no longer has interest in it, and the community is left holding the ball basically with no means of updating it. Yeah, that's a very common occurrence, and that's just one of the pitfalls of modding. You know, you get a great experience, but there is no assurance that it can be sustainable for long. Slow down, because this is a terrible looking hairpin. Jake, break it out there. Nice and easy. Alright. So yes, did I actually answer the question? Maybe. Yeah, graphics. Graphics is what I would focus on. Actually improving the graphics, because as much as I enjoy the trucking elements of the game, or as much as I would enjoy if they put in trucking elements like going down the truck, attaching cables, I think it will be nice in the beginning, but after a while it would be like a novelty, and after a while it would wear off. The novelty would wear off. So I don't think it's like a long-term additional, like, I think it's good to have, but I don't think it's essential, because the core of this game is the driving, and so improve the driving. And how can you improve it? Well, better sounds for sure, but we have amazing sound modders for that, and of course that's maybe second on the list, but I think the visuals is something that they will have to work on more, because with sounds our modders can take care of most of the things. The engine they put in is very good, but with graphics our graphic modders can only do so much. Like, they cannot do anything about the render distance, you know, can only have so much texture improvements and whatnot. But yeah, at the end of it, it's up to SCS to really implement the additional graphical improvements, like, I don't know, better lighting, better, I don't know, the graphics modders will have more info on that, but definitely something that they could focus on. And I think that would add to the experience. On top of the constant map updates, additional DLCs, I think graphics is where we really need SCS to step in, because right now it's very much limited. Alright, thanks for the question, bot. Next one. Why did you choose YouTube? This is from Carlos. Why did you choose YouTube? Like YouTube as opposed to other platforms, maybe? Well, I guess because YouTube is the biggest. So if I wanted to share my videos, YouTube is gives me the best chance of reaching more people, sharing it to more people. And but I don't use YouTube for everything. As you guys might know, I do stream twice a week, and when I stream in Twitch. I tried YouTube before, but it's not as good an experience somehow. I guess because there are other platforms out there, huh? Like right now there's Facebook. Facebook is really catching up in the gaming industry. I see a lot of people streaming, making videos there now. But yeah, for me, nothing beats YouTube still. And during the time when I started, YouTube is the only one, the only real viable one out there. We'll see if that keeps up in the immediate future, but right now I don't see anything like taking its place anytime soon. So I'll be staying here for the foreseeable future, and I really like the direction they're doing. They have done so many improvements. I know people have been complaining, people will always complain, but I appreciate YouTube's efforts. And even though yeah, there can be complaints like, oh, YouTube is prioritizing other bigger YouTubers or something. I don't really believe that. But there is momentum. I think there is momentum. So the more people watch you, the more YouTube will recommend you, and so it's like a bit like a snowballing effect. And when you're starting out, you don't have that momentum, so it's like an uphill climb, like what we're driving through now. So it will be harder. But yes, I think they've done a terrific job, and they're doing so consistent or continuously improving the algorithm so that everyone's given a fair chance of getting discovered, and hope they improve a bit more. I like the things I'm seeing, like they've been improving so much the YouTube Studio, the way to upload videos. Initially I was against it because I got used to the old uploader, but they implemented a new one in the beginning of this year, and they were migrating to that, so they were getting rid of the old uploader. And after giving it a chance, yeah, it's actually better in many ways. And now the processing of the video is much faster. You know, things happen behind the scenes, lots of things that might not be very obvious. Yeah, there are a lot of steps that happen aside from me just recording and playing, right? So preparing the thumbnail, thinking of a title, the description, and uploading that to YouTube, and doing all the things. So when you upload something, of course you need an internet connection, a fast one, to upload the entire video. And for me, like with these trucking sims, it can easily get to like 10 to 30 gigs of hard drive space. Especially when I'm streaming like 3 hours, that would most likely be around 30 gigs of space, and that's not even the highest quality yet. And imagine uploading that to YouTube, right? So, but yeah, so you will upload that to YouTube normally, and then YouTube does process it, because they, like, once you upload it, they have to make it available in many different resolutions, right? When you choose for 80, 360, 720, then 80. So they would have to know what the native resolution of your video is. Like right now, I am recording in 1440. But they will have to record that or encode that also in different resolutions, so that everyone with varying internet connection speeds or device limitations can still watch it. And that's why you would see the 480, 360, 720, even though on my end, I only uploaded the 1440 version, so they take care of the other versions. So there's a bit of processing that happens in the background there. In that processing, you can imagine the bigger your file is, the longer it is, the more complicated it is, the longer it takes to process, right? Which makes sense. Before, this processing was very slow. Like in a 3-hour stream, it would take, I don't know, maybe half the day, even more, for the like high quality video to be finished processing. You know that thing sometimes when someone uploads a video and they released it, initially when you watch it, it's only low quality. It's because YouTube processes the lower quality first, and then it steps up and continues processing until it gets to that high quality version. So initially when you release a video, it will only be low quality. And that's why I need to wait for a while before releasing it, so that by the time I release it, the high quality is there already. But yeah, anyway, so before, this high quality like finish it needs like half a day or so. Nowadays though, recently, I think maybe in the past 2 weeks, it looks like they upgraded that massively. When I upload a video now, it takes only like, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour at most for the processing to finish. It's super fast now, and it's so refreshing, because from behind the scenes, after a video is finished processing, I still need to do a couple of things with it. I need to add some end cards, I need to set up the monetization, things like that. And those things you cannot do while the video is processing. So how it worked before, I uploaded the video, waited like 6 hours for it to finish, and then I went back to the video and then finished the rest of the steps. Now I can just upload it, put in some of the stuff there, wait for an hour at most, and finish uploading it, finish the rest of the settings. So it's so much more refreshing. So yeah, these kinds of improvements I really appreciate. The algorithm, the listening to the community. So it seems like they're doing a really good job. And although the YouTube environment can be a bit toxic at times because of the comments, depending on the community you build, yeah, the bigger you are, the more prone it is to that. But yeah, we can filter out the weeds, right? I mean, you cannot really rid the internet of these trolls, so you have to just learn how to ignore them. Stop. Thank you. But yes, YouTube is an amazing platform. Not quite there yet in terms of streaming in my point of view, so I'll remain on Twitch. But yeah, for recording, for videos, definitely my go-to. I told this story. I actually bought the YouTube Premium, like previously called YouTube Red, I think, the paid service for YouTube, to get rid of ads, allow offline playing, allow background playing in the phone. Grants me access to YouTube Music without ads as well. I bought that because I really support the platform. I really like it. I think they're doing good things. And yeah, the ads is a painful thing. That one I don't like, where they have double ads now, and they have more of these unskippable ads. So if you can afford it, highly recommend getting the YouTube Premium. And you might ask yourself, why do that when you can like use ad blocker or something? Well, it's not really foolproof ad blocker, and it's not supporting your content creators like me. If you use ad blocker, I don't get anything. And just like, I wouldn't know that you did that, but I mean, I guess it's up to one's conscience. So you can pick your own. But for me, if I go to YouTube Premium, I'm able to support directly the YouTubers I'm watching, because I think a part of the profits from that subscription goes to them directly. So it gives you a better power in your wallet, more direct, and you don't have to watch any of the ads, which is, I realized, super time saving. You might be thinking like, oh, it's only a couple of seconds, but how many videos do you watch a day, a week, a month? Multiply that with the number of seconds you're watching the ads. That amounts to that totals a significant amount of time. So yeah, it's going to can be pretty lengthy. One sec. Where are we? Wow, we are not even halfway there. Okay, I think we'll have to stop, guys. We'll have to go through here and then continue next episode, okay? Because I think it will be too lengthy, and we'll be late in the job, but it's not really the point, is it? So long as we enjoy hanging out. How many miles is that? 87 miles. No, that will not work. Actually, I think we'll have to stop somewhere here on the side. No, it's actually next checkpoint is 2 miles. Okay, yeah. And then the next Q&A might be a bit shorter. Maybe I should have cut it a bit earlier. That's okay. Maybe I'll just drive slower. Okay, here. Alright. Well, I guess we could answer some of Ranvir Hunjan has some questions from us. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me see, where is it? Trying to find it. Why? No, I think I read through that already. This guy is going so slow. What? Okay, here you go. I found it. What is that? Oh, rumble strips in the middle. Okay, interesting. How did you get into these simulation games, and is playing these your full-time job? I think how I got into The Sims, yes, I think basically we covered that in the previous video. So you can check that out, Randir. Previous video from here. the one where I say how I got started in simulation. But the full-time part, no. I have a full-time job and I do this on the side as more of a hobby. Although my goal is to change that, to go eventually full-time, because this is something I enjoy much better. Although I admit having both of them at the moment is quite nice, having that mix, having that variety, like being able to like touch my creative side with these videos and then going to my full-time work and engaging my brain there for the more logical aspect of things. It's a nice balance. So right now it's quite nice, but eventually full-time I think is where the direction is headed. At least I hope that's where it goes, so we'll see. But I can expound more on that in the next episode, so catch you there, guys. Clumsy trucking, and see you soon. Bye bye.